Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Fuzzy and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Fuzzy's version of the formal obedience commands. The motivation and the little correction that we give the dogs when we're working with them and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that you want to give. And the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Both girls are going to come home with their very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. You will also notice on video the difference in how the two girls perform with exactly the same amount of training. Fuzzy is a little bit more hard-headed and has a mind of her own, and Sammy, believe it or not, is the star of the show. So Fuzzy is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for us is heeling. The command is Fuzzy, heel.
Fuzzy, heel.
And at this point Fuzzy has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when you're walking, not dragging you down the street, not forging ahead or lagging behind, but staying right with you. And we're teaching her that each time you stop walking, she's been taught to sit automatically and wait for her next command. So this makes walking your dogs a pleasure. When you're walking down the street, she should be staying right with you. Rich is demonstrating that with the little cones. She should always keep her eye on your left leg when walking. If you turn, she should turn. And when you stop, she should sit. If she doesn't sit, Rich is going to say no sit.
No sit.
And he's going to praise her when she's sitting.
Stay.
The next exercise is the stay command.
Stay.
The long sit stay. When you're practicing, you can practice right indoors. Start out at about 30 seconds and work up to 3 minutes. Add 5 seconds a day. This is your sit stay. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around, and she should remain seated until he gives his next command, and they take off heeling again. Fuzzy has a personality that Fuzzy's going to do what Fuzzy wants to do all the time, and gets feelings very hurt when she's asked to perform for you. She is not a people pleaser.
No. Sit. Sit. Good girl.
Good.
Stay.
Rich is going to leave her in another stay.
Stay.
And this time, instead of returning back to her, we're going to demonstrate the come on command.
Fuzzy, come.
It's Fuzzy come, and she comes right in front and sits. She's not jumping all over you.
Fuzzy.
And then she returns back around to heel, and they'll take off heeling again. They're both adorable. We've enjoyed having both of them. But believe it or not, Sammy was the easier dog for training. We've really worked hard on her barking issues, and she's gotten much, much better.
No. That's
There you go.
Stay.
Rich used that no command, corrected her for not sitting, and she sat. And Rich is going to call her in again.
Fuzzy. Good girl.
She comes right in and sits. That was excellent.
Fuzzy, heel. Good girl.
So her heeling and her coming are great. She knows the automatic sit. A lot of times she chooses not to do it. Now this exercise is the down from a heel position. So always have your dog seated first. You're going to take your left open palm straight down toward the ground and give the one-word command to down.
Stay.
And then stay. And Fuzzy has decided to lay on her back. But she's down. So this is your down from a heel position. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, returning all the way back around to heel position. He rubs her belly for praise, and they take off heeling again. And we'll demonstrate that command again for you. Leave it to Fuzzy to have her own way of doing it. So have her seated at your left and make her do it.
Slow. Sit. Down. Down.
She's very slow with her commands. She doesn't want to be compliant. She eventually
Stay.
does it, but oh my goodness, it's very begrudgingly. And I honestly thought she'd be the easier dog. This time Rich is going to call her out of that.
Fuzzy. Come. That's good.
She does the recall beautifully. She's a poster child for a good recall.
Fuzzy, heel.
And good healing. And the very last exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is your down from a distance. So you're going to leave her in a sit-stay.
Sit. Sit. Stay.
You're going to turn to face her.
Down.
Use your right hand to give the command. And she goes down from a distance. And you're going to be able to practice all of these exercises right in your living room and or outside. They're designed for both. There's Fuzzy's version of the heel, the automatic sit, the stay, the down from a distance, and the come. Some things she excels at and some things not so much. We're going to continue to work along with you after you pick them up, and we'll be there every step of the way to help you through this. We've enjoyed having Fuzzy, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.